And I put it in from the meeting planner, is your organization expecting any type of labor disputes? We can do it here in the States. You're booking over in Italy, forget it. You know, anybody ever been to Italy without a strike for, honoring our brothers in Solano with, 15-minute cab strike or something? I mean, you can't do it over there, but you can here. When are services to be there? Will your meetings get out earlier? Will they be a little later? What's coming in next? Can you have some late checkouts or so? Can you have some early ones? That's the type of stuff I want to see. Loretta was a little shocked yesterday when I mentioned European law. Anybody sending groups over, dealing over in Europe at this point? We won't talk about pricing. But do you know what the law is over there for responsibility? Strict liability. Automatic. Holidaymaker gets sent from Germany to Palma de Mallorca, gets drunk, and goes over the balcony. The agent in Germany who sent them is strictly responsible. That is the law in Europe now. We had it bad. That's what's happening. I argued against it over there. I got my degree from the Peace Palace in international law. And we argued against it, so they don't call it strict liability, but the operator, the planner, must do a proper tour. And a proper tour means there won't be any problems. That's tough liability. All I'm saying is if you're dealing in Europe or you've got inbound groups from Europe, they have it. Know that there's a difference. Put it in your contract. Put in the contract that operator, somebody gets some insurance and not you. I can't afford you to be paying for a system that talks about strict automatic liability. It's scary. I'll kind of leave it there. The rest of the pink and green clauses, people want to know about diseases. We have a lot of the tsunami stuff. I do a lot of the television interviews now, and what happened after the tsunami? Can you cancel reservations? There were some groups, not too many groups over there as compared to leisure. People are scared about diseases or so. I have to have somebody else giving out that information. I'm sorry. Put in the number of the government numbers here for terrorist warning. Put in the numbers for health warning. Let them do the checking. Because I don't want you telling me whether some crazy like a Blue Wasp or any of those nuts are going to do anything else. That's not your control. I don't want your responsibility. Don't say, oh, wait, it's a safe area. What's a safe area? A safe area means something different when you've been sued and you're in court. You said. So I have the cancellation stuff. I'll go short on it. What do you do in case there's a dispute? Now, California has this great small claims book, $5,000. It's great unless you're the hotel property, you're the supplier, or you're the meeting planner who gets sued by 400 delegates, because each one of them have a $5,000 claim. It's scary. Maybe you want a mediation. 3 days? No, don't ever use 3 days. Use any of the judicial mediation of retired judges or so. But I put these in there just for you to look at later. Settlements of complaints. You have a complaint, here's a provision in there that at least you want the person realizing all claims are settled. I won't go much into that. Notice the travelers when selling gray area tickets. Most of you aren't selling tickets, but you're doing something that may be questionable. But the owner wants it. In air, it's the back-to-back tickets or any of these. If your customer wants you to do something, I could get penalized for that. They want to let them take the responsibility. It's that simple. I'm not saying to do anything illegal, but I'm saying that if it's a gray area and you're being asked to do it, well, we can, once we get there, we can get these other routes this way. no, I don't know if I want that problem. They want it, let them agree to it. The green is adventure tour. If any of you have components of whitewater rafting, ballooning, small aircraft situations, you know, it's part of making a Phoenician resort, you know, property, Arizona group, you know, fantastic. But we had a terrible incident. I had to testify. A lot of my work was testifying before us as an expert, where a hot air balloon, improper licensed person, all the other little problems, it came down. They had Mickey Moused it together the night before, not with steel, but with wooden dowels from Home Depot. And unfortunately, when it hit, the pyrotechnic turned upside down, took them to South Carolina, you know, burned it to a crisp with the other two balloon people filming. Meeting planner, General Motors in that case wanted hands-on. So they went out to Arizona and they picked the balloonist because he was cool. He took his balloon down and they chased some rabbits. You know, rabbit running around the ground, they chased rabbits. So he chose that. And he also chose which liquor, you know, what was well-grade took. And there was so much hands-on that it got to the point where General Motors had to pay, rather than go to court. They got out of it early for 7 figures because they didn't want to go to court on that. So we're talking liability when you have adventure type of stuff. This green is good. It's mine. It's been upheld by the Court of Appeals. It basically says, you know, look at it. You know this. You're crazy. You're doing this. You want this. You want this. Dark lettering. So read it. And if you want to do it, fine. You want to get on any of my horses, you'll notice there was signs around my arena. You'll see, you know, a slip occasionally gets signed at my own place or so on it. But I want you to use that.
What is the case? You're responsible in the case.
Yeah.
If hot air balloon and go down, but you're responsible. You got into the hot air balloon and that's why you planted.
What you're saying is you realize that hot air ballooning is a dangerous activity. There are certain risks. I don't, in the case where they Mickey Mouse the wooden dowels from the others, you know, that's not going to do. But let's say it floats away. Now that happened to me in South Africa. And 2 of us in a balloon and, you know, top of some mountain. And, you know, the winds came up and, you know, are we supposed to be here? No, but I can't get it down. Good. You know, who do I sue over there? So it happened. But I know it's crazy because if it wasn't crazy, I probably wouldn't be doing it, you know, on my vacations or so. All you're saying is you know there are certain risks. It's not automatic. It's one defense. It doesn't knock out their negligence, but we have what's known as comparative fault now. Comparative negligence. All right, I chose it in the first place, and it'll work. Bungee jumping. I did the course for the group who first started in New Zealand. Whoa, you've got to be crazy for that. If you want to do it just, you know, if you keep bouncing or you don't bounce, you know, that's a different situation, and I want to be responsible.